A woman would be visiting her mother's grave when suddenly she would see something bizarre.
Okay, the blue ones were not spinning at all. Mom, are you with me? Spin fast. The blue ones were not moving at all. At all. It's not a windy day. It's not a windy day. Look at the branches. They're making noises.
A Reddit user on the r/ghost subreddit would upload footage they took while visiting their mother's grave. The OP would explain that as she was kneeling next to the grave, she would ask for a sign that her mother was still with her, only to receive nothing. So she would walk away. However, she would then be suddenly stopped by the movement of a windmill placed at the grave site. So she would start recording. In the footage, we could see the OP standing next to the gravesite as she records a few windmills placed around the grave. However, she then asks if her mom is with her, and we could see the windmills suddenly start moving faster.
Mom, are you with me? Spin fast.
The OP would then zoom out to show the lack of wind going on that day. She would take a second video which starts out with the windmills being completely still. However, she would then ask for another sign and the windmills would suddenly start moving once again.
Show me. Mom? Oh my god, the blue ones were not moving at all. Oh my god. Mama. Make the blue ones. I want to see the blue ones. The blue. Make the blue ones move for me. Move. Are you with me, Mom? Are you with me, Mommy? Blue.
Leaving us in this OP to wonder, what exactly has she captured taking place? And is this footage simply windmills moving in the wind, or proof that she received a sign? RIP to the OP's mother.
Mom, are you with me? Spin fast.
An employee would be cleaning up after a previous rush of customers, when suddenly something eerie would be captured. A Reddit user on the r/ghost subreddit would upload footage taken from a security camera placed in the restaurant they work at. The OP explains that the restaurant is a super old building, dating back to the early 1900s, and that many other employees would talk about their strange experiences while working at this restaurant. In the footage, we can see an employee cleaning up the bar area, when suddenly, multiple bottles placed on a nearby shelf would be knocked over onto the floor, seemingly on their own. Many commenters would be skeptical and point out a possible lack of balance with the bottles placed on the shelf. However, the OP would make another comment explaining that the bottles are rested against the wall, making it difficult for the bottles to be knocked over. And this is the only time something like that has happened in their 8 years of working at this restaurant. Leaving us and this employee to wonder, what exactly has been captured taking place at their workplace? And is this footage proof that this old restaurant could be haunted? Late one night, a woman would be reviewing footage taken from a neighbor's security camera, when suddenly she would notice something bizarre. We can see what looks like the dark silhouette of a little boy suddenly appearing shortly after the lights of the home would flicker on and off. The shadow quickly runs across, only to then disappear into the surrounding darkness. According to the woman who captured this bizarre sight, this footage is from a security camera placed outside her neighbor's house. However, the house is currently abandoned. And this is because the owners of this house would end up moving out after their son would tragically pass away. Their son would often run around outside the home wearing a cape. If we look closely at the footage, we can see what looks like a cape moving behind the shadow as it runs by. Leaving us and this woman to wonder, what exactly has been captured taking place in the middle of the night? And is this bizarre silhouette simply the shadow of something out of view passing by, or the spirit of the little boy who passed away, still running around outside this home? Late one night, a man would be getting ready to enjoy some dinner he made, when suddenly things would take an eerie turn.
So he's got his piece. We just did up a big old steak. Excuse me, look at this shit. Have a little drink, have a little steak, right? Can't go wrong with that. Stella, let me see that shit. Ow! Just hit my ass off the pool table. I can't see it. But he's loving it. Like, look at this shit. Like, oh fuck yeah, bud. Like, you can't. Fuck right off. There's no fucking way that just flew out of there. Well, that's a tomorrow's problem. I'm going the fuck outside by the fire to eat this shit.
A Reddit user on their Slaptown subreddit would upload footage they took while they were showing the world the steaks they had just made. However, this innocent recording would suddenly take an eerie turn, as before the man goes to grab his plate, a knife would be suddenly thrown across the room and fall onto the kitchen floor in front of the man. Spooked, the man quickly grabs the plate and goes outside. It is unclear where exactly this knife could have been placed, but there is also nothing that shows what exactly could have caused this knife to be thrown onto the floor, as the only person in the kitchen was the man with his dog. Leaving us and this terrified man to wonder, what exactly has been captured during this innocent recording? And can this footage be explained by something more mundane? Or is there a hungry ghost responsible for throwing the knife across the room?
Look at this shit. Like, oh fuck yeah, bud. Like, you can't. Fuck right off. There's no fucking way that just flew out of there. Well, that's a tomorrow's problem. I'm going the fuck outside by the fire to eat this shit.
Before we move on to our last frightening clip, make sure you subscribe so you can stay in the loop for the latest frightening findings. And while you're at it, give that like button a spook and check out some other scary videos I showcase on this channel. Now, let's continue. A woman would be participating in a tour of a supposedly haunted museum, when suddenly they would capture something terrifying. A woman would upload a photograph she took while on the tour at the Adelaide Jail Museum. This building is one of the oldest remaining colonial buildings left standing in Adelaide. The building was built in 1841, and during its 147-year operation, it housed up to 300,000 prisoners, some of which were referred to at the time as lunatics. The building also was the site of up to 45 executions. In the photograph, we can see the woman standing in front of a mirror. However, behind her we can see a tall, dark shadow standing eerily still. The shadow appears to be wearing a cloak of some kind. This eerie figure doesn't look to be that of the shadow coming from the woman, as the dark silhouette is far taller than the woman and is darker than a normal shadow. The woman would also add some chilling context to the photograph. I captured a photograph of a figure emitting horrifying energy during a tour at Adelaide Jail's new building. The energy was so intense that I couldn't participate in the 5-minute lockdown activity. In fact, I felt pressed down on the stairs and had to tell the figure to back off. Before the tour started, we were asked if we were going to experience paranormal activity, and I was the only one who said no. However, we were never alone during the tour, with footsteps following us and a strong feeling of being followed. Leaving us and this terrified woman to wonder, what exactly has she captured during a tour of this historic building? And is this photograph proof that there are spirits still lingering around this grisly prison?